welcome. It's Monday. It's QUIZZY Mondays. What else could it be? Great to see you. My name is Lewis Jones. I'm here like I am a lot of Mondays, but normally I have Gareth. Steady hand on the tiller, leading from the front, respectable, dependable. I'm none of these things, but we will make it work this evening. I'm sure. There are no comments in the chat, and there normally are comments in the chat by this point. That worries me. That means that something might be going wrong. We just don't know. But I'm here. It says I'm live. Hey, there's Claire. Look, we're fine. Claire says, "Evening, Lewis and everybody. Everything's working. Thanks, Claire. That's made me feel a lot better." But welcome everyone to another QUIZZY Mondays. What an evening! What a week of quizzing we have had, and we're going to talk about it. Lots to come. Lots of good guests, obviously. That's what we're famous for. And lots to talk about. We are going to have a little bit at the start. We're going to talk about today's first Brain of Britain semi-final. We've got John Robinson, who was on that to talk about it. He'll be with us for the rest of the show. Then we'll be talking to members of the Antiphons and the Suncatchers about their fantastic game of Only Connect that we saw this evening. Then we'll talk about Mastermind, your predictions for Mastermind, and a little bit of Universe Challenge at the end with some, the fun of the week. What's been going on in the world of quiz this week? Of course, Gareth is in Spain. That's one of the things. Hopefully, we'll be able to talk about. See what the results are out there. But let's get on with it. Should we? Let's get on with it. Yes, let's. So first, we're going to welcome Mr. John Robinson. Here he is. Hello, John.
Hello. Good evening, everybody. How are you?
All good, my friend. How are you doing? How are you feeling after today?
Fine, yeah, just part of the course. Coming second on something is something I've got used to now. So yeah,
yes,
all good.
I feel you. I understand that. I think there's a lot of us that we can't just do that little bit extra. Yeah, it will come, John. I believe it will come for us all.
It's fine.
Of course, you were on Brain of Britain today, first semi-final. You on after being one of the highest scoring losers.
Indeed.
Not a loser. In the early games. I was very fascinated that is a process that is not on screen. I wondered if you could tell us a little bit how that worked, because on the show, Russell Davis seemed to sort of really add, it was like it was a mysterious magic thing that happens, but I'm sure it's just some questions on a phone. I just wonder if you could enlighten us of that process and how it worked out.
No, you have to find your way to a park bench and then give the secret password. And once you've given that, then they'll direct you to another place where you have to. No, yeah. What's really interesting is when I recorded my heat, it was I think the 8th or 7th or 8th out of 12 heats. And so obviously I knew how well I'd done, but I didn't know how well other people were going to do. So I was kind of left in limbo for a few weeks when they said, we'll be recording these the semi-finals on such and such a date. If you're one of the highest scoring losers, we'll let you know a couple of weeks beforehand. So I was kind of waiting and didn't hear anything and thought, oh, maybe I just haven't got through. And then I did get a phone call to say I was in line as one of the possible high scoring losers, but there were, I think, 5 or 6 of us who were all tied on the same score. And then I think 3 needed, because one, don't know how much I can say. Yeah, Dave Cowan got the highest score out of all the runners up, who's on next week's semi-final, I believe. And so he automatically went through. The rest of us who were on all equal on 12 points had to do a phone playoff. And and the producer just read out 15 questions or 20 questions.
Okay, wow.
And he just said, I'm going to read all these out. The 3 people who scored the highest will go through. Unfortunately, I was one of those 3 people. So that is what happened.
Well done. So that's a victory, even if we didn't get to see it happen. But you made it onto the show. And how did it feel for you today? How did it seemed like it was a difficult show. I thought that the quite low scoring early on. Then no one really took a fist of it and went ahead. It wasn't until later in the game where the eventual winner, Colin Kidd, really stepped forward and made it for himself.
Yeah, it was a halfway point. I think it was in 2 or 3 points separating all of us. So it was very tight. And Colin just did really well on the buzzer, especially. One of the tricks on Brain of Britain is just timing your buzz so you can get in if someone doesn't get their question right. And there must have been 4 or 5 occasions I was like, I'm definitely in first. and Russell said Colin Kidd. I was like, oh God, how many times? So that was really he did really well, and that's what one of him really is getting 4 or 5 bonuses that sadly I didn't get in on. But fair play to him. Very good performance from him. And retrospective, best of luck to him in the final.
Yeah, looking forward to those next few semi-finals coming up. The one that has Eleanor Ayres and Jason Butler?
Yeah, that's the
should be interesting.
One, I think. Yeah,
I think we can say they represent different ends of a quizzing spectrum, and I think that'll be a really interesting match. So yeah, some really good names up there. Of course, we've got to give a word for our friend Ian Fennell, who was in the semi-final with you.
Yeah, and he was really lucky with, as is the case with Brain and Britain. If you don't know your first question, then you're out of the round. And Ian will openly admit that sport is his worst category, and he happened to have a couple of sport questions, at least 2, maybe 3, in his first question each time in a Formula 1. There was a Jack Grealish one, and there was another one as well. I can't remember, but unfortunately, he didn't know those, and so couldn't progress. Yeah, it's just the way it falls. So we're both sadly in the loser seat.
Yeah, hey, but beloved by this channel. That's all that matters, right? That's exactly the you need. Was it a good experience overall? Would you recommend it to others?
Yeah, it was really good fun. And what I would say is, for anyone who hasn't been on quiz shows before, it's very low stakes in terms of you haven't got to deal with the pressure of the cameras and makeup and needing to look nice and everything. You just sort of rock up in whatever you're wearing and go on stage, and it's very makeshift tables with very makeshift kind of buzzer setup and stuff. So it's a really good sort of entry point, I think, into people who maybe want to do a broadcast quiz but don't want to face the lights of Mastermind.
They don't want to reckon with their physical self.
Yeah, and it is, despite the vagaries of the format, it is just pure general knowledge. It's just question after question. There's no real gimmicks. So it's
and they ask a lot of stuff that I just don't think you hear elsewhere. Like there's a lot of sometimes it's stuff that I think we'd maybe look at and go, that's a weirdly worded question or something. But actually, the subject matter, I don't think comes up a lot, and I always learn something. And
I do think they're broadening what they ask about as well. So there were questions today about Benjamin Zephaniah and George the Poet, which I should have got but didn't.
Good guess with Akala, though. I think you were.
Yeah, well, I knew it wasn't him, but I was trying to think of.
No, I know, but someone else just said Stormzy, and it's not. It's just not always Stormzy, guys. Akala was a thoughtful guess from you, if wrong.
So they're definitely broadening their question remit as well, which is good, and long may it continue.
Yeah, hope it does. Yeah, I do recommend listening to it. It's,
but I would say, sorry to
please go ahead.
The age profile still skews very sort of middle age. So especially anyone who's in their 20s or 30s who's watching this, to basically, I would say if you apply, you'll get on. Because,
you're guaranteed a berth. Definitely, Young people, women, you've got good chances for sure. Which is all for it. The more diversity in the show and more in quizzing, the better. I think we all agree. Yeah. So thanks for talking about that, John. You're going to stick around for the rest of the episode. Talk about all of the evening's quiz action.
Absolutely.
Cool, great. Let me see. Normally Gareth, to sort of cover for like a transitional moment, will play a video. So I'm going to play a video right now, and then we're going to come back and we're going to talk about Only Connect. Let's see if this works.
Have you been waiting for a range of quiz merchandise to come on the market? Then wait no more. Whatever type of quizzer you are, whether you're a flashcarder, or you quiz with pride, or want to celebrate great quizzes like Millionaire Champions, or Bill McCaig, the king of 15 to 1. Or your favourite TV shows, or even your favourite YouTube channel. Where do you go? The answer's loading. It's tinyurl.com/ATQ store.
There's some stuff. You can buy it. I always enjoy that advert because I think the music is the best of all the music that you play on this. If that's not a reason to buy, I don't know what it is. So we can talk about Only Connect, and here we have from the Antiphons, Felicity and James, and from Suncatchers, Ben. Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening. Welcome back. Good to see you all again. To talk about another stunner. Of course, this is one of the episodes where sadly we're going to have to say goodbye to people. That is going to be the Antiphons. Regrettably. I'll start with you guys. I've seen so many comments online of people saying they are sad to see you go, and people that I know that just talk to me about the show because they know I'm on it, going, I really liked that team. So yeah, I think you've got a lot of love out there. How did it feel for you guys this evening?
Again, it was weird because I couldn't remember most of the questions. I don't know about you, Ben, but that was the second one we'd filmed that day.
Mm-hmm.
So we'd already had a pummeling from the thrifters, and then we came up against these guys. So yeah, there were a couple of questions that had really stuck in my mind, but some of them we were going, no, don't remember that.
What is this? Yeah, it's last week for us. It was just watching. Did this happen? And like kind of feeling proud that maybe I got like a 3-pointer on something, and going, but I have heard it before. It doesn't really count. Ben, how did it feel for you? Great score, 31. Anything over 30 is always very warmly received. I think it's top stuff. Obviously, 10 points on that final round, not been a bad thing at all. How was it for you? It's the make or break one. Did you go into it with that pressure?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, this was our only game on this day because we played twice, having lost our first game. So maybe we were a bit fresher. I don't know. We just sort of. I think the one thing I noticed watching it today was we certainly, and I think Antiphons probably as well. I've sort of getting a bit more used to it and a bit more relaxed into it. A bit, I felt anyway. And so I enjoyed it. It was good. I mean, we would enjoy it when we won.
It's always good to win. No, I think
growing up as well, we've had 28, 29, 31. So
nice.
That's always nice as well.
That is really good.
Yeah, it was a good one. I thought it was a nice game. It was a good chat. Some good.
I can only agree. I think it was a really fun episode. I mean, Queen of this channel, Valerie, says a good game tonight. Really enjoyed the questions, and I've got to agree. I thought there was some really fun stuff. Some really. We'll get deep into the questions. Was there anything that stood out for you, John? Any questions you particularly liked in this episode?
Let's have a look what I've written in my notes. I thought the back of a taxi question was.
Oh, that was a beautiful question.
Yeah,
because it's the sort of thing that someone, as I assume Ben has, deep Tarantino knowledge, could have potentially picked that up. But even if you didn't know that, by the time you got to the end, it was the sort of thing that everyone had an entryway into. So I thought it was a really nice one.
Sorry to interrupt you, John. I hate it when people say I would have got that for 5. That was one. I know my intro fact was about having seen Withnail and I 100 times. I've seen Pulp Fiction as many. Those are the kind of films.
Interesting. I see that next week on Mastermind. One of the special subjects is the films of Quentin Tarantino. So
well, I shall make sure to watch that.
So watch and let us know how you score, Ben.
That's in the taxi. So I hate it when people do that. So apologies, but I did like that one.
That's okay. And as Victoria mentioned, the Reading reading one was really nice. I think, which I think for Felicity, you said Reading jail, didn't you?
I did. I felt quite sorry for whichever question writer wrote that one, because I thought at the end it was a really good question. It was a shame neither of us got it. But I felt like. Sort of give us another minute of chatting, and we might just have got a bit, in the time we didn't have a chance. I think, but
I think that's one as well.
Been at home and paused it and chatted.
Of course.
Probably could have got our way there, but
I think as well, if that hadn't been the first question of the show, when your brain's a bit warmed up, then you have a bit more chance, because we just sat. I mean, you can see from our pathetic guess of pockets, and that's just nothing. We had nothing. We weren't even close.
It was. I thought it was an interesting start. But you warmed yourselves into it. I think there's some great answers here. I love that music question that you had, Ben, in the first round. I thought that was just really nice. Sometimes it's just here's a word that's in all these things, and that's fine. Yeah. It's fine. But visitors from outer space, like a fantastic link with some brilliant piece of music. I was saying to some friends that I really never expect to hear a Sufjan Stevens.
I know. I was very excited.
Yeah, like what? Incredible, beautiful. I thought that was a really good one. I like that you sort of eked that the Shrove Tuesday translations over the line as well, Ben. You were right. You're right. Sometimes you just need that nudge in the right direction. I want to talk about something that we learned maybe from the series chat, though there has been a bit of a disagreement on it, that maybe one of the picture clues has changed from recording to broadcast. Talk us through that.
So, Alice pointed this out. Alice and Charlotte, I can't remember, one of them was saying that I think it was a different picture of the Flash. I can't remember, honestly. Apparently there's a new Flash film which has been filmed, but this is not my area whatsoever. About test match cricket, I give you all the detail. Superhero films, not my thing.
Didn't we, in the studio about that one? Because because it was the first two were so clearly film posters, and we thought it was going to be films, and you thought it was all going to be films with the camera bit. And I think there was a little bit of a sort of discussion before, obviously, you know, perfectly validly gave you the point on that one. But yeah, I couldn't remember whether
it was certainly a similar film.
It was similar,
it was something
yeah.
like
It was the Flash, but maybe not that guy as that Flash. Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, I mean, he's the boss. He's listening. He's watching. He can't help himself. He could just be here, but he's just watching instead. Maybe it's just down to clearing image rights for broadcast. That's it. It can be that simple a thing.
I thought it would have been a slightly neater question if the third and fourth clues were also films.
Yes.
I don't really know. It seems odd to have two films and then two things that weren't films, but maybe I just couldn't think of anything that was. With
a forward focus in third, there is a film, I think, with Margot Robbie and Will Smith called Focus.
Yes,
from
yes,
about
there
10
is.
years ago.
Yeah.
Not a very good film. That might have been a better clue one. And I mean, lens is harder.
Yeah, I'm sure there's other parts of it.
There's other parts of a camera.
Benjamin Button.
Yeah,
yeah. I know Button's a bit quite generic, but you know,
there's a but. Undeniably, there is a button on it. Though.
It's probably like the Knight of the Viewfinder or something like that.
But yeah, that was. I thought that was nice. I've been behind it now. I know I've seen, but even so, I love to hear some inside gossip and what's going on in the day. But that led to that was the end of round one, which was a 5-3. To Suncatchers after round one, and then into round two, which also started maybe aptly with an X because it was the Scrabble tile Roman numeral cost. Yes, both teams very unlucky. What was going through your minds there, James and Christy?
Well, we got this, I think, at clue 2-ish, even if we did then ask for clue 3. So we were confident of the link and kind of pleased with ourselves that we got the link, but then obviously didn't have the piece of information
have the Scrabble knowledge
to drive it home.
Again, there was a bit of a hiatus at this point where Victoria went, "Oh, we'd better just check." Got her phone out to check words and friends, and go, "Hang on, I must have an L in here somewhere." And they came back with it, and they were talking to the backstage. At one point, on the way home, I was thinking, have they checked every Scrabble set? You know, because each different language version has different point things on it. So she did try really, really hard to give us the point on that one. But yeah, unfortunately, the V's are a different number of points, and So she, obviously her confident, yes, and I know all the points on this thing, was because we spent 5 minutes looking it up,
checking it all.
Yeah.
Nice. It's nice. She does try and give everyone the points. I think
that
is very clear, right?
You could tell she really, because we'd obviously got the link. And,
yes.
And it was quite nice afterwards as well. Mr. Whaley Cohen came out into the green room and kind of praised us on that one for getting the link.
Yeah.
Obviously not the answer.
Yeah.
Oh well. Not picked up by you, Ben. Not a Scrabblist yourself?
No, I mean I've played, but not for a long time. I mean, we just went the wrong way, right?
Exactly. It happens. Then I was very interested by this. After there was maybe some controversy on this channel, I think a couple of weeks ago, about a question that some thought was badly pinned about writers of songs. Maybe kind of similar with this number ones in a year thing. Of course, you did have to name the year.
Yeah,
that maybe slightly different.
The only confusion for us was whether it was successive Christmas number ones, but actually Spice Girls only had 3 in a row, and it was 96, 97, 98, I think. Yeah. And the Beatles had 3 in a row, but I knew that was 63, 64, 65. Green Grass of Home, Tom Jones, 1996, I'm pretty sure. Sorry, 1966. I used to know them all. And yeah, so we kind of got there a little bit, not luckily, but it kind of said it a bit like it was a bit of a guess. But I was basically just thinking of something that was just a standalone number one.
Yeah.
And lovely choice of Dex's Midnight Runners.
Yeah, superb choice. Undeniably good choice.
Well, it's a great. I love that album. 2IA, one of my favorite albums. And so that just kind of came. It was one of those where I just sort of plucked it from somewhere really, and it happened to be. I think it sort of crystallized just as the question was ending, and I was like, oh, that's what it is. And then you've got to think of something, and it's quite hard to then think under that pressure of an example.
Think of any. Well, especially just in case you picked one where they happen to have two number ones. That.
Well, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want to
You've
sort of
gone for a bigger
accidentally
artist.
fall into that. So.
One of that. I think. I mean, real variation, let's say, in this round to follow that with the excitement of number one singles with ferry crossings.
Yeah.
Not taking a lot of ferries, Antiphons?
I think we probably, seemingly given Andy's answer, we knew too many ferry routes. I think if we just hadn't known any other ferry routes, we'd probably just have said, I don't know, Dover, Calais, and then we'd have got the points. But
I think my mind was going geographically.
we were trying to.
Yeah, I thought he was going clockwise.
Yeah, we hadn't got that it was frequency. We were trying to contrive some sort of route you could do that. I don't know, but we knew it was ferry crossings, but we should have just gone for the obvious one.
Sometimes you have too much ferry knowledge. I didn't know that was a thing that was possible, but it makes me love you as people that is something you did have. Then another X on Blue Peter Pets, but again, good guesses in the right area. It was maybe bad luck.
No, we just couldn't think. I mean, we knew what it was. We weren't quite sure if they were going forwards or backwards. And just Petra didn't come to mind. The only one we could think of was Shep. I was watching it with my wife earlier, and she was just literally shouting Petra over and over again.
My mum sent me an email earlier today that just said Petra ? Because that was the question that was put on the sort of the was that one. She just sent me it just said Petra ? And I didn't know what she was talking about because I'd completely forgotten that question.
It all came together in the end. And then I love the last two questions in round two. I thought the film months one was a really nice conceit. Well done. I'd like, maybe it was mentioned, I was surprised that they were making us think about 9/11 early in the quiz. Doesn't always come up in a friendly evening's quiz. I did see it straight away. Maybe I should stop thinking about 9/11 and watching videos on YouTube. But hey, but I thought that was a really nice conceit with a great answer. I thought you did well for that. Were you always going to go for Home Alone? I think it was.
I think I muttered Home Alone.
Nice.
It's that and Die Hard that comes.
Christmas films, yeah.
It's films that you don't quite think are, Christmassy, but they are.
They've got life beyond it. They're not just about Christmas. They can be watched at any time, enjoyed at any time.
Exactly.
I thought it was a lovely one. And then ending, Ben, you ended on Ball.
Yes. That one, we spotted it was B, then A. And so I was thinking, well, we're sort of going back, looping back. So I'm thinking, can you go Z? So I was thinking maybe there'd be Zoe Ball and then, like, I don't know, someone beginning with Y.
I think we muttered Zoe Ball at some point.
But then Charlotte said, no, it's Ball, B-A-L-L. And, it's like, okay, yeah. So then that kind of made sense. And, was happy to go with that. Because I thought it's pretty unlikely you'd have something that goes B-A-Z-Y.
Yes.
And I've never really seen them use
It's rare that they circle the alphabet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It didn't really make so the ball made a lot of sense, and it gave me another chance to get in an Everton mention.
But I think that's one of those really satisfying questions because, as you say, you start thinking, oh, it's just alphabetical, and then when it clicks that it's spelling, and it's just such a beautifully formed question. I think. Yeah,
it was a really good one.
Totally agree. It was nice image selections as well. Not even just of those people, but I thought it was a lovely picture of Bobby Ball. Love to see it. And Alan Ball. You're right, Fisty. I thought it was a really lovely one. And then from Ball to the Wall. Balls to the Wall. There's something there. I don't know. I don't think we have seen this series a pair of walls more emphatically just beaten away. How was that for you guys? Ben, you guys were up first.
I mean, we saw the Freddies sort of instantly, which helped. And then there were loads of planets. And I think I managed to get 4 out of 6 planets, which were still left. We were struggling a little bit, to be honest. We knew there were symphonies there, but couldn't quite. Obviously, any of the planets could probably have been symphony. I mean, we're not classical music experts. Maybe the Antiphons would have done better on
we spotted the symphonies this evening.
Yeah, exactly. So we're struggling, and then Alice was talking about days, which was a great a great spot from her. And
Really
it
good
looked a bit
spot.
on the edit like I was ignoring her, but I wasn't, because we did. So that kind of then helped crystallize it, because then we saw the days, and then that enabled us, I think, to sort of work out which of the planets. Once we spotted Earth, I think we still had, I think it was Jupiter, was it, the other one that was in there.
Yeah.
And so that then helped just sort of, you know, pull those together. So it was a nice one to do, and because we were ahead a bit as well, it kind of meant that we knew we were going to be a bit ahead going into the final round. That was quite a nice feeling, going first and then sort of being able to go and sort of wait a few minutes and see what was happening.
Nice. And then Felicity and James, even again, someone messaged me and said, I don't think I've ever seen a wall done better.
Well, I think we had one incorrect press in that first group of Brunos, and I think that was it, actually, which I didn't what I only sort of noticed that watching it back. But no, we did that one just fell into place for us. I think we were very pleased that even if we were going out, we at least solved a wall. So that was a thing ticked off, at least. Good.
Hey, that's what it's all about. So that left us at 1621 to Suncatchers, going in to the Missing Vows. So Victoria started the show by sort of bringing Missing Vows into question entirely, which was it's bold, I thought. I liked that she sort of asked you the questions, Antiphons, like, what would you change about this show? And you were very obviously a good answer, that you'd bring some sort of physical game show into it. But you were very nice about it. Could have tore about the format.
There was a
bit more of a conversation that got edited
down a bit.
Yeah, and it didn't seem to kind of flow nicely, I don't think, Andrew's answer so much.
I think maybe he rambled a bit and they had to...
and thought, well, I've got to cut this out. Because, that they had some stuff in the studio, didn't they? That they were going
no spoilers for the Christmas specials, but there were props around that led us to think along a certain less cerebral route, I think, in the end, I'll say. But
oil wrestling pit set up.
You have to wait till Christmas and see what the specials are. But they were going to be filming them, so all the props were just in the corner in backstage that were ready for them to, crack out the Christmas episodes. So
in May,
yeah. It's a big teaser. I'm excited for what that's. I'm trying to work out what you possibly could have seen. That'll be a lot of fun, I think. But yeah, I think when it came over to you, Ben, it really got deeper into the very nature of the final round. I think this is a good place for a round table discussion on it. What do we think of the final? I've always thought the final round is, and it's not because we lost on it last week. I don't want people to say it's because we lost on it last week, but I've always thought that the last round is a little thematically weaker, perhaps, than the others.
It does feel more like the odd one out, but it does make for a dramatic end.
Can't deny that.
I think the nice thing about it is, if you're 10 points behind, you can still make that up, theoretically,
in theory,
on one round. But at the same time, the argument against it would be it's weighted too heavily, that there's 3 other rounds that have gone before, and that those can all be insignificant, really, when weighted against the. I mean, I guess on average you probably get 3 sets of 4, probably. So I suppose you get 12.
Yeah, normally
12,
maybe 1 or 2 questions in the last one. Yeah, 12 to 14, I would say.
So I mean, I like it, and I think it makes for a dramatic ending, doesn't it? And
I think it's a good one for the humour as well. It enables quite quick, sharp humour to come out in ways she delivers the topic. And
that's a great point, James. You're right.
Yeah, there's a lot of good puns in there sometimes.
And I think also friends of mine who aren't necessarily quizzers say that's their favourite round, because it's generally the round that they find kind of most accessible. So I suppose it's nice for the layman or woman.
Steve says the same here. It's the one round which is doable with people watching.
Yeah.
Hey, you can do them all, Steve. I believe in you. You can do all the rounds if you want. But yeah, I think you're right. There is something about it's like ending with dessert, right? It's fun. It's everyone gets involved, and that can be a really good thing. But this was some really good groups, I thought, and a strong performance by Suncatchers. It ended I think 10 to 3 Suncatchers with 13 questions. No negs. How was it feeling sitting opposite that onslaught, Felicity and James?
Again, we felt like we were being beaten to the buzzer. I think this one there were a few that we were thinking a bit harder about.
Definitely 2 or 3 that we were just marginally behind.
Again, you can see when I think we just didn't quite have the buzzer technique sometimes. But no, they were on it. It was a very good performance.
It was a good performance. Ben, did it feel good in the moment? Was it good watching it back?
Yeah, it was. Honestly, it's nice when we had it on the previous show as well, where we got on a run of them, and and when you do, you kind of, if you get the timing, but then you we've had some as well where you feel like you're just beaten to it, and you think, well, hang on, I got there, but sometimes when you just get into the theme. I think it's quite nice. The one I enjoyed most was the albatrosses on golf courses.
I was just going to say that was a very nice.
Just for the plural, all the S's for the pluralization.
Yeah, exactly.
It looked lovely.
Up on and it was good.
Yeah, it was a nice round. You got some really good answers. Lots of range, everyone buzzing as well. Chris Dyson says, I think the final word we're having is you might as well throw a shoe over a pub. To decide the quiz. Not a bad idea.
That's the real quiz.
And that is exactly, as he said, that is the real
That's
quiz.
the round we should add. That's what
yes. I don't. I've run it in many a pub quiz before. For a long time, my fantasy football league draft picks were basically decided completely on shoe throwing. It's fun. People like that. If they like missing vowels, throwing a shoe even more.
It feels a bit like an Only Connect Taskmaster mashup.
Yeah. Now there's a show. I like the idea of that a lot, Felicity. So that means the game ended 31-19. It does mean, sadly, we have to say goodbye to the Antiphons. How's the experience overall? How are you looking back at it? Obviously, with the kids at school, is it a fun experience? Is it something you enjoyed?
It was brilliant. We had a great time.
Fun memories. Yeah, all good. Glad to have done it. We persevered. It took us 4 or 5 applications to get there.
We had a few interviews, but few auditions. But we had a brilliant time.
Great. That's what it's all about. I think as I said, everyone seems to have really fallen in love with you guys as a team. Big fans, and it's sad to see you go. But as we said before, hope you'll be on something soon. Hopefully, this is a gateway into a wider world for you guys. You can apply for everything. Ben, congratulations on your win. Look forward to seeing the Suncatchers again soon.
Thank you.
The quarterfinal stage, it gets tenser, it gets harder. We're gonna look forward to seeing you then. Anyone want to say anything more about Only Connect before we move on?
Just a great episode, I thought.
Great episode.
High quality, high scoring, good bants, and good fun to watch.
I agree. Can't disagree. And Gareth says it. Loves Antiphons.
Even if Gareth can't spell Antiphons,
he can't spell. Hey, he's
San Miguel's.
A few might have gone. So we are going to. I'm going to show you a video. I'm going to decide which one. Now I'm going to do it. We're going to talk about Mastermind, so we'll do the Mastermind predictions one, and we'll come back to talk about Mastermind after that. If anyone wants to stay, you can stay. If anyone wants to leave, you can leave. That's mostly for you guys in the studio. Viewers, please stay. Gareth's judging me on the number of views we get. We'll see you in a second. There we are. That's how you can get involved with the Mastermind predictions game. I wish I did have details about exactly how it all went this week. I don't. I've not done that. Gareth and Valerie have got other stuff on. But we can look at
we can make it up, couldn't we?
Predictions. We can make it up. Should we just say that Pam's won? I think.
Yeah.
She's normally most pleased if we get a good score on it. So why not? Let's see. Yeah, so these were tonight's categories on the specialist subjects. We had Sir Isaac Newton, Red Dwarf, Mary Queen of Scots, and Billy Bragg. A nice mix, I think. These are the most...
Yeah.
I wasn't paying attention to what come up. Did you remember any of these coming up, John?
Lynn Lithgow was the first answer in the Mary Queen of Scots one.
Very good. That's where she was born, right?
For where she was born, and I don't recognise any of the others.
I don't think any of the Red Dwarfs come up. Certainly, sadly, my Sainsbury's delivery arrived during the middle of Billy Bragg, so I'm unsure if I'd have after winning the Learned League Billy Bragg one dayer recently.
Oh,
if I could have continued my work on TV. I know a big shout out to one of the many rulers of quiz, John Stitcher, in charge of the online quiz league. Huge Red Dwarf fan, huge comedy fan. Really, he likes to laugh. He, at least as he told us in a group chat, got every single question correct on the special subject of Red Dwarf.
Very nicely done.
He's a big fan. Who can blame him? But yeah, as Valerie says here, they're going to wait until tomorrow to verify the prediction results. So those will be up later.
Well, just to say about the Red Dwarf, what I thought was interesting is they were almost all the questions were about the first 6 series, I think.
Yes.
Which I liked because they're basically the only series I know particularly well.
Those are the ones I watched on VHS.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I don't know if maybe she's specified that and it just wasn't on screen, but I don't remember there being a single question about anything later than Series 6.
No, I think you're completely right. I can't think of anything. I wouldn't have been surprised if there was 7 or 8 because at least they were BBC in at the time. But yeah, there was definitely nothing about like the more recent Dave series or anything like that. Strange, but I think probably that is the show at its peak, certainly critically, and I think amongst the fans. So maybe made a good choice to do that because as we saw with the Arrested Development set a couple of weeks ago, they did the later, less loved series of that for quite a few questions, and it didn't go as well. So maybe a good idea. Here are the predictions lead without this week. This is after week 10. We're on week 11 now. So this is as it was. Ed at the top. Will he be still? I don't know. We'll find out. And here are next week's subjects. What do you think of these ones, John? We mentioned one of them. Peter the Great of Russia, X-Men, Quentin Tarantino, Cicero trilogy.
Yeah, Tarantino's an interesting one because I think that was on like 2 or 3 years ago.
Interesting.
Because that was something I was contemplating doing. I haven't applied for Mastermind, but when I was thinking about applying, I thought I might do that, and that was just a couple of years ago, and that came up. So that's obviously come round again. And also, I think Pat Gibson did that as one of his final when he was on the show.
I think I read that. Yeah.
So yes, that's come round again.
Interesting. Maybe is that the first time that it would have been a subject since, or was that before? Or was it? I can't remember. The whole pandemic has made me forget time.
I think it's definitely. But I think Pat did it. Someone has since done it, and it's obviously come up again. So yeah, I guess maybe they thought
will Once Upon a Time in Hollywood have been included last time?
No, I don't think so. So I guess that so there's potential for new questions.
There'll be something fresh for the question setters. But yeah, a nice mix. I liked tonight because it was a very clear sort of like too lowbrow, too highbrow.
Yeah.
This maybe leans a bit more. I mean, that's Robert Harris. He's popular. People buy those books. I'm
Peter the Great was popular when he was around. I'm sure.
That is undeniable.
For some people, maybe not popular. People had beards, I think, didn't like him.
That is true. How did you feel about Mastermind in general tonight? How did you think it went?
Well, I thought it was the two things that leapt out were, I think, poor Vicky just got into the old past spiral, and I just felt so sorry for her because clearly she was better than
had a really good
better than
after
she kind of came across. Exactly, and you could see her just sort of sitting there almost wanting the chair to swallow her up, and there was stuff that she clearly knew, but I think she just passed kind of panicking, and given if she'd got the first one right, I'm sure she would have gone on a roll and got a lot more. So I felt really sorry for her.
Yeah, me too.
A little bit similar for Gillian. I think there was some things I think in Gillian's general knowledge where she almost overcomplicated it, and they were kind of relatively straightforward questions, and she gave a slightly more obscure answer. Rather than give like this. There was Sue Barker one about which famous television presenter and tennis player. And I think she kind of overthought it a little bit. And there was another similar one where I think she clearly just panicked a little bit. And then the other big discussion point, I guess, is the fact that Who was it? Tom, who won, had 1 pass, and Paul, who came second, had 2 passes.
And that's what it all came down to.
So it's just the age-old thing about if you're going to go on, just try not to pass at all.
What is the why do you think the pass rule is there? Like, what is the?
I guess I can see where it comes from originally. I suppose the assumption was that if you pass, it means that you've got through more questions, and therefore if you haven't passed, you've had more chance to answer more questions. But I really don't like it. I think
tonight it just seemed very arbitrary, didn't it? Like,
yeah.
There's times where you go, yeah, sure, maybe you've passed enough times and you've passed quickly. That is quicker than Clive or whoever having to say the answer, say, no, it is this. But those are such marginal times. And when it was good, 2 decent performances, 18, solid, if not showy scores to be at the top, it did just feel like it felt arbitrary, which is not what you want, right? Like, I think, particularly when they do so often, more likely people do end up having the tiebreakers because they know not to pass mostly.
Yeah, and I think it makes it more exciting for the viewer if there's a tiebreaker as well, rather than just saying, "Oh yeah, he's won or she's won," but on the virtue of 1 fewer or 1 more pass.
Shame, and this is Ed says, "You shall not pass." Yeah, good way of going into it. And Steve said, "Yeah, what you can always just guess. Why not just come and name?" I know we had someone recently who guessed their fiance's name, even though it was clearly not going to be that answer.
Yeah,
throw a name out there. That's it can help. Yeah, I think it was an interesting episode.
One bit I really enjoyed is at the very beginning in the introductions, Clive Myrie said, as his starting thing, "When you come to my house, you play by my rules." I was like, John Humphreys would never have said
no.
that.
Have you found that those bits at the start have been getting more and more peculiar, surreal, even sometimes?
Yeah, I don't know if maybe they're borrowing from the Only Connect school before, which is just get progressively more and more surreal. But I quite like it. Adds a bit of a kind of light-hearted element more than the Humphreys era.
Well, especially when Clive just has a sort of instant gravitas about him. It is quite fun when he sort of goes on this weird meandering passage at the start. But yeah, so in the end, Tom with 18 and only 1 pass was the winner. Congratulations to him. You'll be able to vote for him as a possible quiz of the week this week. We'll get to that in a bit. I think we'll do that last. I think we'll move on to we've got 43 minutes. We're doing this. This is what Gareth waffle. What is it going on about? We're getting through this like no one's business. We've got less to talk about. And
this is all killer no filler as well.
Exactly. That's just what we bring, John. This is what this duo is all about. I will show another video. What should I choose? I'm going to thank the Patreons. Why not? And we'll be back in 26 seconds to talk about University Challenge.
Huge thanks to our community of All Things Quiz members. Your support helps us to keep this channel going. It pays for essential running costs. Now, if you want to become a member of All Things Quiz, all you have to do is go to patreon.com/allthingsquiz. And from £3 a month, you not only get to support the work of this channel, but there are a range of member benefits available, including our monthly quiz. Hope to see you soon.
Another good piece of music. I don't know what library he gets them from, but he's making some good choices.
I think him and Valerie perform them all themselves, don't they?
They laid down that track. I would love to see
it.
Chris says, bring back Gareth, and he is banned. You're banned from the chat, Chris. I don't know how to do it, but you're banned. Get out, Chris.
We'll throw you over the pub, Chris, if you're not careful.
So onwards to the last quiz of the evening, University Challenge. I'm going to say it, John. It was a good episode.
It was a belter. I'm going to say it.
It was a belter. How do you feel it went? It was the ending again, like the ending of Mastermind. I've got questions. I've got big questions. They have questions. They've got loads of questions. That's how the quiz works. But basically, it all came down to the last starter of the game. With what word follows these things in the stage of cooking sugar? Abby, who's well known to us in the quizzing community, said caramelization. She did say it with she doubted herself, I think.
Yeah, as she was saying it, she was like caramelization. No, and
exactly.
when she said it, I thought that's probably right. That sounds
it sounded right to me. It definitely sounded right to me. And when she doubted herself, I was like, oh, shame. It's good to go out there. You didn't neg. It's fine. It didn't look necessarily like the other team, Trinity Cambridge, were going to pick up. Then one of them buzzes and just says caramel. It's correct. They get the points. They win by 20. Otherwise, it would have been tied up on 195 each. Just makes you question things, doesn't it? Makes you question things. I know it's hard.
It's interesting. Obviously, we don't have anyone from the show here tonight, but it would be interesting to find out if there was any discussion behind the scenes when that was answered to decide is caramel correct? I don't know if anyone in the chat can let us know who knows more about cooking or food than either of us, is why caramelization was not allowed and caramel was allowed.
Hybrid says, is this a quote from Abby, or is this Abby? Was there a say 7 letters thing?
Oh, did it say 7 letters?
That's it. It specified the number of letters. Well, that's it then. But even so, it was one of those. Even so, it just was. It was sort of a weird gutting moment to end the show, and I was really rooting for Warwick, knowing a few of them vaguely through quiz stuff, and they were great when they came on here for their first episode. It felt just a sad. It was a little bit of a sad ending there, particularly when they'd done amazingly to fight back into a position where they were in a chance of winning it.
And what I think is interesting is I don't think that would have happened last series, because I think the rate at which Amal Rajan reads the questions, he gets through them much more quickly. So I think if this was Paxman series, it would have finished when Warwick were on, I don't know, 120 or something, and 50, 60 points behind. But because Amal Rajan gets through a lot more questions, you were able to get that exciting finish because he was racing through all the questions at the end. So yeah, it was very exciting, as Claire says.
Yeah, it was a really super one. I thought it was. There's some good stuff. Any questions stand out for you, John? Any answers?
Well, what I thought was interesting, I thought the makeup of the teams was interesting in the sense that Trinity Cambridge, I thought, were very good, especially on highbrow stuff. Whereas Warwick, I think, seemed more all-rounders and had some good pop culture knowledge as well as the highbrow stuff. Some particular things. I thought there was a really tough geography bonus set that Warwick had, which is where you had to name 2 places that started with the same letters, and they got Tyrone and Tyrol.
Yes,
but the other 2,
the first 2
were really rock hard. I thought
rock hard. Agreed.
So I thought that was really tough. I thought it was interesting. No one got the flag starter, because normally you'd expect flags to be kind of bread and butter on there.
There's always a fan amongst these teams normally, and it's very rare, I think, for the first picture round to for the start not to be answered.
Yeah, and I think the I mean, people may correct me if they disagree, but I think the starter was harder. Was considerably harder than a lot of the things questions in the bonuses. I think Namibia was a bit more straight, although I actually didn't know Namibia either, did they? What else? I just some good though. Is her name Sarah Henderson? Is it on Trinity Cambridge?
The first one on Trinity.
Classical music knowledge is clearly outstanding. I think she got the classical music starter, as in the music starter plus she got chromatic
later on,
and Mendelssohn early on as well. So, they're going to be hoping for more classical music for the next round.
Was extremely hard. He agrees. We've got a lot of seems like we've got a lot of people.
No, all of the Warwick crew.
They're all here. They're just watching.
Yeah,
Matt and Luke around too. Hi guys. I thought Mount Korab, the Albania, North Macedonia.
I've just come back from Albania and North Macedonia.
Yes. Did you have a nice time?
I did. It was very nice, thank you. So I knew the answer to that, but I wouldn't have known it a week ago. But I thought it was a really good buzz.
But great, superb. Was it Luke who got that and got it pretty much instantly? I think he got it really, really quickly, didn't he? That was a really impressive answer. I really liked. Obviously,
I was just going to say. Specific heat capacity that James got near the end as well was really good.
Yes. Really good buzz, particularly after he'd negged a few ones before when he'd come in on that colour one. Really nice for him to shake that off and come into it. I thought that was a really, really great answer. I really liked, question-wise, the things set in Oklahoma questions that that Trinity had. Didn't know Reservation Dogs or what's the second one? Echo. But I think that a new trailer came up this week, so maybe it was easier for me now than it would have been back in February. I also liked the Sibylline bonuses that they had about in literature. I thought that was really nice, early done. I really like the video game bonuses that Warwick had late on, the things that all started in I got unpacking. I've heard unpacking is really, really good.
I thought for the unpacking, I think because they were rushing because it was near the end. I think they were just passing because they didn't know it. I think if they had a bit more time and had realised, because they all started with UN, didn't they? If it was a bit earlier on, they might have taken their time and thought, what starts with UN? Or unpacking, we can probably guess.
They could have had the luxury.
In the heat of the moment, I completely understand. In the heat of the moment, they were just rushing through it, quite rightly.
Oh, for sure.
I
think I've got one. We didn't do a champagne moment for Only Connect, but my champagne moment for the evening, I think, is probably Yaxina on Trinity Cambridge towards the end in his lovely accent saying George II died on the toilet, I think. And just like really earnestly, not overly pushing his point, just like, George II died on the toilet, I think. It was just it was a really nice, fun moment. Good laugh in the studio at the end.
I also very much enjoyed Amal Rajan's the pronunciation of the Louvre as Louvre. He was like, it's such a Dutch painting that hangs in the Louvre.
In the Louvre.
Like Peter and Louvre.
Yes, definitely. I mean, it doesn't surprise me from Amal. I think he's just that sort of guy. He's a Louvre man, I think.
Yeah.
When we went in to do a practice with him, like this time last year, like early on, we just did not in a studio, just in an office room. He was wearing sort of like it was like November, October, like an open neck t-shirt, a big sort of like John Motson's sheepskin, and a big medallion. And I think that, that's the sort of guy who says love.
Yeah.
I think it suits him. But yeah, I thought it was for this to be the first game of the second round proper.
Yeah.
After we had the 2 repechage, it's just shown how good this season's been, right, John? Have you been enjoying it overall? I know I on this every week pretty much go, I love it. It's great. Amal's been brilliant for it.
I think he's a great host. I think the casting team have done well with great teams all round. And the majority of the games have been really close. There's been very few ones where there's been sort of walkovers from people. So I think it's been a great series all round. And the questions again seem to, as I was sort of saying with Brain and Britain earlier, I think again they're expanding the canon a bit and asking about more diverse things, which is always welcome. So I think it's been a great series and long may it continue.
Yeah, I agree. I think I'm really looking forward to seeing some faces back. It was great to see these guys back. Sad that we have to say goodbye to Warwick now. But yeah, Trinity, I think as you said, the sort of the mix in that team is really, really nice. And
when I saw those 2 teams were matched up against each other, I thought it's a harsh matchup. Yeah. I think I thought they might save that for the quarters because they're 2 really strong teams. So it's unlucky for Warwick to have drawn them, really.
I think we might have 7 more of those ones going on. Where we go, actually, unfortunate to put these 2 together. Valerie, all in all, 3 good shows tonight. Cannot deny it, Valerie. I thought, lots to enjoy in all. Another great QUIZZY Monday. And that's very much what we're about, I would say, on this channel. I'm going to play a quick video saying subscribe to this channel, like and subscribe, and then me and John are going to talk about the quiz week and what's been going on and Quizzer of the Week and that sort of stuff. We'll see you in a sec.
If you like what we do here at All Things Quiz, then please make sure you click the subscribe button. Please also click the like button. That helps YouTube to recommend us to other people like you. You can also share our videos with others and click the notifications button to make sure you're alerted whenever we release a new video.
Do it. Why not? Why wouldn't you? Like and subscribe. That's what it's there for. So like and subscribe. Normally, I'd have a much more in-depth complicated thing full of the quiz and the quiz week. We don't necessarily have that this week because, again, Gareth and Valerie are enjoying their lives. They're allowed to do that, guys. It's fine. They can enjoy a Monday. Hopefully next week we'll hear a lot from Gareth about his explorations on the continent in Torremolinos. Hope he enjoyed. Was he going to see the Alhambra today? I think it was something like that.
Alhambra. Isn't that Lady Gaga?
Lady Gaga. She knows about that. It comes up in quizzes. She wants to help us when she can. Gareth's been doing some vlogs. I believe that is short for video log. If that's something that you might enjoy, you can see what Gareth's been up to at the International Quizzing Championships in Spain. Some great performances from many. I was surprised looking at the list of people that were there. I was like, I'm surprised as many people are there.
Yeah. And
they all seem to have fun, which is what it's about. Gareth, I think, came 6th in TV. So well done to him. There is a newsletter. That's what this slide says. There is a newsletter. You can sign up for that. That's a thing you can do. There's information on it. That's as much as I know about it. John, you know anything about it?
I receive it every week, and it is detailed and runs through all the key headlines of
I am not
the quiz
surprised.
week.
These guys are professional, unlike me. But sign up to the newsletter. It's very, very good. What we've got here. Oh, if this is the answer, what is the question? Last week, the answer was Philadelphia. This was the question. This, I think, is an absolutely delightful one from the man, Paul Sinner. Which city's art gallery is famous for nude descending a staircase? And in a 1976 film, dude ascending a staircase. That is lovely stuff. There's a reason that he makes radio shows that he basically does this. He's very well practiced. Do listen to his Perfect Pub Quiz. That is a fantastic answer. Thank you very much, Paul. What is the answer this week for the question? It's sister. Sister. What is the question if the answer is sister? Lots of options there. I've seen some on the Facebook thread that I've liked. Someone was referencing the TV show Sister Sister, which I always love to hear about with Tia and Tamara.
Always appreciate that.
Always a hit. Great theme tune. Loved Lisa and Ray. Will they, won't they? Yeah. Great stuff. Great days. Roger. Great show.
Sister never knew how much I missed her.
Exactly. What a show. Big fan of it. I think about it every time I'm packing groceries at the checkout, because there's a bit where Tamara was working in. She was like a bagger at the grocery store.
I think about it every time anyone uses the word sweater or sweatshirt, because in the very first episode, there's a discussion about the difference between a sweater and a sweatshirt, and it makes me think of that every time. So that's deep knowledge.
That's good. I hope that comes up in a quiz for you one day, John. You can flex with that. When I think of a sweater, I think of a different Nickelodeon-ish sitcom from the time, Keenan and Kel, and the episode where Kel accidentally deep fries Keenan's date's dead grandma's sweater. The magic of 90s sitcoms, guys. Exactly. Sister is the answer this week. What's the question? You tell us. We've done these ones. We'll go through that. Quiz week. These are last week's, people. Ignore those. They've had their time in the sun. I do have the results of this week's polls for the Quizzer and Quiz Team of the Week. Quizzer of the Week, in third place was Samantha Subramanian. He won the Flames International. Well done him. I came third in that game. He beat me, and he's come third in Quiz of the Week. Well done to him. In second is Brian Craythorne for his OQL Full House. Very well done to Brian. A very good quizzer. I think underrated, really, Brian. Great knowledge, great range of knowledge. And number one, maybe with a stunning inevitability, is the main man, Kevin Ashman, for his OQL Full House. I think he scored something like 30 million. 8. He's good. I think we can agree with that, John.
Yeah, 100.
He's good at it. We don't need to talk about it. He's good at it. Team of the week. In third place was I don't know why you would vote for these guys, because they beat my team. Both third places beat me. That's interesting. I think. The Mercians, last week's winner, Pam, Ian, and Jamie, they came third. Well done to them. In second place, I love this one when Gareth told us about it last week. It's Presec Legon, the winners of the Ghana National Science and Maths Quiz. Huge in Ghana, apparently. We can often be maybe too parochial in what we talk about on this. It's just England-based quiz stuff. We're always trying to look at the wider world of quiz, and that's a fascinating nugget that Gareth has unearthed. Well done to them. That's massive. and really fascinating story if you read into it. And in first place in the Team of the Week poll from last week, it is the University Challenge winners. It is the Open University with our friends Anne and James on it. Very happy with that, John. You were on
very much so, yeah.
Team with Anne. Wonderful person, and that is well deserved for them. Well done. What else have we got? Nominees. We don't have any written down. The vote will be released on Wednesday. Anything stood out for you this week, John?
Well, I think Dean Katiga winning the individual international quizzing jamboree is obviously going to be up there.
I'm going to assume so.
I don't know if they'll make it in time because it was the final of PCC on Wednesday, isn't it? So
yes, it's Wednesday night.
So I don't know if that will.
Yours truly.
Probably won't make it on time. So I guess that'll probably come in next week. But all the winners of the other tiers could be nominated. So anyone who has won a tier and wants to be nominated.
There were some really good performances.
Yeah, I did have the list of everyone who's won a tier, which I was going to read out, but then it went off my screen. Here we go. So all the should I read all the?
Yeah, go for it, John. Yeah.
Here's all the. This isn't in any order other than the order in which they played their matches. But all these people have won a tier in PCC. Will Howells, Ed Devlin, Darren Monk, Tom Mead, Gareth Byrne, Nina Featherstone. Who's she? Ollie Garner, Joe Byrne, Mike Taylor, Guy Morgan, Martin Costello, Rob Cumming, Jonathan Tremmell, Chris Devine, Duncan Ranton, Anna Hayfield, and Lydia Misen. Well done.
Hey, congratulations
all
to all of those.
Here.
Yes, very well done. Some really good games, some wins I'm really pleased for there, particularly Anna Hayfield winning the all-important Tier 19 final. It was her first competition like this at all. She's a host. Obviously, she's a runner-up on Actual Only Connect and a host for Cockle. This is her first time getting involved within the Mimir sphere. Delighted that she's got some silverware, and of course, would love to shout out my dear friend Nina winning Tier 5. I read her final, and she again some really great players: Ian Vellante, Joe Crowther, Pete Sorrell Cameron, absolutely smashed everyone. It was huge. I was incredibly proud of and delighted to read for that final. Very much, as John said, looking forward to the final of PCC. We'll talk about that very shortly. Here's a note from Gareth. Victoria, she's very good. Yeah, she got a medal in every competition she played in this weekend, which is she is good. There's been really nice things written about her just on private Facebooks I've seen this weekend following her performance. Of people, I think Paul Sinner did one about saying how great it was to meet one of his heroes in person, and people replied to that, including Steve Bannerman, who runs OQL USA, who's known her for a long time, and sort of said she was always good, but just the level upon level that she's gone through, the gears she's gone through in the last few years, taking up to, now she's very much amongst the very, very, very best in the world. Inspiring, and maybe makes you think possible for all of us, hey?
And it's just, when you look at who got into the top 10 in Torremolinos, and the fact that Pat and Kevin didn't even get top 10, just how strong the field is now. Shout out, I think, especially to Doward Jackson, who got the highest
well done,
under 30 score and came second overall, I think. So yeah, just really, really strong all around now.
So impressive, and so many names that I don't even know.
Exactly.
Not even just from international European quizzes who maybe I don't see on all my journeys, but just even people from this country who I'm just like I don't even really know who they are, and they've smashed this subject. Such a wealth of quiz knowledge out there. I'm really glad that everyone who's out there seems to have a good time. Well done to all involved. We'll have more of those, and we'll have team nominations, of course, as well. Look out for those. You can find out more information at that URL. I'm not going to read it out because it's there on the screen. Gareth I always worry for him when he's trying to remember the URLs at the end of the show. It'll be okay. But if you've got a shout out, do let us know. We'd love to shout you out. Love to see how you're doing. If there's things, it's particularly the Quizzer and team. We often are here saying this person's done really well, but we want to hear good news stories, great pieces of gamesmanship, people playing in the right spirit of things, people opening up quiz to other people, people being kind, people making people feel this is a welcoming community to be in. You know, those are the sort of stories we'd love to hear about. So if you've got any shout outs, let us know. John, got any shout outs?
Shout out to Valerie and Gareth for all things quiz generally, and
they're very good at it. They're they're delightful, lovely people. It's it's my
and Gareth obviously is here every Monday, but Valerie especially, the power behind the throne, who no one sees.
Big time. She does so much, and she is just a wonderful, wonderful person. It's really I love my interactions with her. Shout outs to them. Let us know if you've got more shout outs yourself. Breaking news. I don't know. Is there any?
Breaking news.
What was the score in Tottenham versus Chelsea? That's the only break. 4-1 Chelsea.
Was it really? That is exciting.
That is breaking news. Nicholas Jackson hat-trick. Well, I know.
Wow.
What an evening. Great. Hey, there's some breaking news for you. Hope you weren't doing a Likely Lads style score in just a Monday night fixture. But yeah, let us know if there's any upcoming events. None. There will be loads of stuff. As we were saying,
it's the Birmingham Buzzer Quiz the weekend after
we
next.
Can't wait. Are you hyped, John?
I cannot wait. I'm not going to sleep until then.
I'm very
no
much
sleep.
Looking forward to it.
No sleep till
King's
till King's exactly.
I'm extremely excited for it. Speaking of people I want to shout out, let's shout out John Robinson for the things that he does to make that happen, i.e. exists within a school in a central location. But you do massively help for that, John. We couldn't do without you. It's such a big thing for the quizzing community. It's my highlight, I think, of my life last year. Maybe 2022 wasn't that good, but 2023, I'm really looking forward to this one. And thank you for organising the food at the Loco Lounge.
Yeah, and anyone who's attending, if you want to eat at the Loco Lounge, check out the link on the Facebook page to place your order. And the one that a ghost has placed one order because there's no name next to one of the orders. if that is you, please put your name down. Otherwise,
please do.
The ghost will be getting your food.
Mystery meal. Let us know. News, things are open. ICC starting soon. Of course, PCC, as we said, the final is going to be Wednesday night. Look out for that. You can watch that streaming on Twitch, etc. It's going to be good. The final set is looking tasty. All the shows are open to apply for, get involved. I think that's pretty much anything. Any closing remarks, John? Thanks so much for coming on with me. I really appreciate it.
Well, I've enjoyed it. Thanks to you. Thanks to Valerie and Gareth again for all they do for all things quiz. Thanks to the Antiphons and the Suncatchers for being great guys, and everyone on all of the shows just for existing and allowing us to indulge in this wonderful pastime of ours.
We have fun, don't we? We do have fun. Hey, look. She's so nice. She's thanking us. She's just thanking us. We're helping. No, it's lovely. It's a loving. It's a quiz loving. That is all from me and John this evening. That's all for All Things Quizzes, Quizzy Mondays this week. Gareth will be back next week. I'll probably be here. It's likely. I normally am. We'll have plenty of more quiz to talk about because we always do. I look forward to it. I'll see you soon. Peace out, everyone. Good night. Bye-bye.
Sayonara.
Bye-bye.